I am finally over my flu. Thank you guys for the well wishes. I feel better and now I'm ready to review some newness for you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Maryam here. In today's video, I'm doing another foundation review. This time it's Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation, which is a skincare and makeup hybrid. If you've been watching me for a while, you probably already know how I feel about those. I'm very, very skeptical, but this is Makeup Forever and they excel in foundation. So I'm gonna be reviewing this for you guys, conducting a wear test at the end of the video, and of course, a verdict. Remember to subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions, hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. Now let's jump right into it. Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. Is it a reboot or does she get the boot? All right, so we have some facts about this new Makeup Forever foundation. This is a $39 foundation, 24 shades, makeup and skincare hybrid for normal to dry skin. So I am on the oily side. I'm not normal and I'm definitely not dry, but just because this is meant for drier or normal skin types does not mean that I don't need hydration in my foundation. Sometimes, in fact, oily skin produces more oil because of the lack of hydration. That said, I'm not excluding this just because it's not meant for my skin type. Light coverage, satin finish, 24 shades available at Sephora. Now this is supposed to be a revitalizing foundation that hydrates, smooths, and firms the skin for 24 hours. It also reduces the appearance of wrinkles. So now when companies say that it reduces the appearance of wrinkles, it doesn't actually mean that it gets rid of wrinkles. I don't think there is a skincare product out there that can actually get rid of wrinkles. The only thing, as far as I know, that can get rid of wrinkles are actual dermal fillers. That's a procedure, that's not skincare. We also have this new brush in the collection. This one is $43, kind of like a nice kabuki brush, very, very soft, also very firm. Looks a bit like one of those old school shaving brushes. My grandpa used to have one of these and I would love, and I mean I would be obsessed with applying shaving foam to his face using one of these brushes. I would just be like, Grandpa, can I apply shaving foam? And I would just give him a big old Santa beard. Memories. I got two shades in the mail. 315 Sand, which is a light medium with neutral undertones, and I also got a Y355 Neutral Beige, which is a medium with neutral undertones. Typically, I am a Y365 in Makeup Forever foundations. That is a medium with golden undertones, I believe. The shade name is Desert, I think, but I don't think this Reboot foundation even has a Y365, so we'll see how these two work out. I guess 355 is close enough. Before I even begin, I heard you guys loud and clear. In a lot of my foundation reviews, you guys have mentioned skin prep and why don't I include it in my YouTube videos, and the answer is simple. I am an oily skin type, so I apply my skincare way before I apply my foundation. Like way before. At least 45 minutes before I apply my foundation. Sometimes I like to even apply it 2 hours before. So I am going to slide on over and I'm going to include a little skincare prep for you guys. This is what I did this morning. Started off by applying my Erno Laszlo detoxifying cleansing oil. This one is with charcoal and I'm obsessed with it. It's very lightweight, but it definitely does feel very detoxifying, but not drying on the skin. Once I cleansed my skin and washed it off, I then reached for my Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant, which is basically an exfoliant that could be used daily, and I applied it to my wet hands and then I kind of rubbed my hands together and just exfoliated my entire skin surface. I like this one because it's very gentle yet effective. I like it for everyday usage. And once I was done with everything, I pat my skin dry and I grabbed my Dr. Brandt Pores No More Mattifying Hydrator. This is a pore minimizing gel. I love the color. It's blue and it definitely feels super duper hydrating on the skin, but it doesn't have that greasy residue. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin and it absorbs super quickly. Plus, it definitely does make your pores go away. I guess maybe the mattifying effect in this product makes it all work out. So those are the three things that I used this morning about 2 hours ago, and my skin is now ready and prepped. I'm actually going to include that little clip in an IGTV video so that you guys can check it out, and I'll definitely add a little bit more verbiage about each of the products in the description of my IGTV. And if for some reason you are not following me on the gram, you should know that I conduct a lot of these skincare routine videos videos on my Instagram, specifically on IGTV, which I also post on my Instagram feed. And that is where I like to talk a lot about skincare. I feel like it's really hard to review skincare. So instead, I just like to show the products that work for me, for my oily skin type. And I kind of just like to show them to you guys in action. And then I describe everything in the description. That was a mouthful. Okay, moving right along. Let's apply this to the face. Since I only have 2 shades, just gonna go ahead and swatch them real quick. Here is Y315, light medium with neutral undertones. Cute. I think this would be a really good winter shade for me. Definitely does feel very, very, very light. Blended in into nothing. Okay, not bad at all. Here's Y355, neutral beige, medium with neutral undertones. Honestly, they're really similar. This one is probably a pinch more neutral than the Y315. Perhaps I'll use both. All right, wiping that off and let's apply that properly. This is definitely a light coverage foundation, which is why both of the shades kind of work. So I'm not really gonna stress about finding a true match. I feel like this is good enough. Now I'm gonna reach for this Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer, which I do like. I'm gonna apply just a smidge onto my forehead and a bit more than a smidge here in the pore zones. Gonna use the Tati Beauty Blendiful to blend that out. All right, let's go for the Y355. I'm gonna add a drop to my forehead. I'm gonna start blending that out with this kabuki brush. There is a very strong and significant scent with this foundation. Smells really, really fresh, but I like it. I know some of you probably won't. The coverage is 1000% light. So for a good skin day like mine right now, thank you skin gods. You know, I have kind of a forming zit right here. If I just press the foundation in, definitely helps to blur it out a little bit. But okay, so this is 1 layer, a minimal layer of foundation. You could still see everything. My skin looks just a pinch more even, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing any foundation at all. So this is probably something that would work well for someone who needs just a pinch of color correcting and maybe just a pinch of evening out, but whose skin is already really, really good. I'm gonna add a 2nd layer just to see what happens. Same shade, Y355. And I'm gonna kind of pat it instead of swiping it just to see if it covers a little bit more. It still looks like nothing on the skin. Feels very fresh, almost like you're applying water. Doesn't feel like a mask, but it is making the skin look just a bit more pretty and more even toned, I would say. Like I could probably go to the gym with this face. I could probably go on the plane with this face, and especially if it's got some skin loving ingredients, then why not go on the plane with this and protect your skin, kind of like you would with a facial mask. Protect yourself from the germs, protect your skin from the germs. Really, really, really not bad. And I'm a skeptic because I'm not a fan of skincare foundation hybrids outside of that Tarte Foundsealer. That one's really good, and I do wear that one to the gym. I don't think I need a 3rd layer of foundation. For shits and giggles, let's apply this Y315 to the center of my face just for some brightening. This shade is definitely lighter, I can now tell. But what I love is that it absolutely 100% is not emphasizing pores. It just looks and feels very, very skin-like. The finish is more on the satin side. It's not a matte finish, which in my opinion is a little bit more forgiving than matte. Matte is really only good for either very, very youthful skin or with skin that has a lot of breakouts. So I wouldn't recommend matte for aging, mature skin, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for dry skin. But for acne prone skin, I feel like matte is a better choice than some of the dewier foundations because it kind of masquerades some of the bumps and some of the imperfections better. However, if you are someone who has some fine lines or perhaps some texture or maybe some problems with pores, then a satin finish is your friend. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal with my Pat McGrath concealer that I love so damn much. This one is a goodie, you guys. It's a keeper. I've been using it every day since I've reviewed it on my channel up here, and I'm totally obsessed. So obsessed, I haven't even reached for my Tarte Shape Tape. I haven't even reached for my Boing Cakeless. That's saying a lot. And I think this concealer and Pat McGrath's original foundation, which is actually kind of similar in coverage to this Reboot foundation, makes for a great combo because you don't need to conceal everywhere if your skin is already on the good side, but perhaps you need to brighten a bit between the eyebrows like I am right now. Perhaps you need to hide those dark circles just a little bit better than what those light coverage foundations are doing. Really rather impressed right now with the skin finish. Looking at it up close without having any powder on, my skin looks perfect. First I'm gonna set my concealer with the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. I'm using the lightest shade for brightening. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. This guy right here. The reason why I'm using this one today is because I actually spoke to Makeup Forever and this is what they recommended for my oily skin to be able to set this foundation and make it last. I'm not gonna go crazy, I'm not gonna go overboard because this is gonna add a lot more coverage. The shade that I'm using is Y335, and because I'm using a brush, this Wayne Gloss brush that you guys always ask me about, I'm not going in super heavily. I'm kind of just lightly dusting this powder on top of the foundation and locking it in. But if you're someone who's normal or dry, you honestly probably don't even need to set this foundation. I feel like it sets itself pretty good, but in my case, I need to make it last. I am gonna apply more makeup on for an IGTV video, but for this video, I'm just gonna leave it at this. Observing my skin, observing my pores. I would say at first impression, this foundation looks really, really great. It's delivered and it looks very promising. I love the fact that the finish is satin, so it's very forgiving. I like that you could still see my freckles. It doesn't really look like I'm wearing a mask of foundation. Everything just appears to be very fresh, very natural, very skin-like, very dewy, very creamy, kind of yummy, if I'm being honest. The real question is, how does it wear? How does it wear in general, and how does it wear on my oily AF skin? I guess it's time to cue in some of that good old time warping music and find out. Hey guys, I am back in the filming room after an 8-hour wear test. As you can tell, I did my makeup for IGTV. I quite like the look, but back to the foundation. Let me scoot on over and show you the oil slick that is on my face. Holy crap, you guys, this is not what I was expecting. I have never seen or felt my skin this oily and this disgusting. I mean, literally, it just feels like I have a layer of oil sitting on top of my face, and that is not what I want from a foundation. That is not what I look for, but that's actually not the foundation. It's actually my skin. I'm oily AF, and yes, this Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation is set to be best used for normal to dry skin, which is not me. So no matter how much I set it, no matter what I set it with, this is the result, and this is not the kind of result that I was looking forward to. Sadly and unfortunately, this Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation did not pass my wear test. There is no way I would feel comfortable going outside like this. I would not feel comfortable taking a photo with this oil slick on my face. It's not a win for me, but that's not to say that it won't work for some people who are more on the drier skin type, especially for those who have mature skin. I did like the fact that it kind of plumped my overall skin appearance. It minimized my pores, and it just made everything look very natural, very skin-like, very dewy and fresh, though not at the moment. So those are my two final scents. Thank you guys so much for watching, for sticking till the end. I hope I have better luck with my next foundation review, and while you're at it, check out some of my other foundation reviews right here. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, since you made it to the end. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.